Hello everyone, welcome to Discovery IEI. And this is our first episode for the 2018. And my name is Alex. I'm the product manager for IEI technology. And today since it's the first episode of first year, we would like to introduce some of our new product. Gonna introduce by the first or second quarter of this year, so that you're familiar with what we're gonna have. So in the first chapter, we're gonna start talking about a new roadmap, a new product from IEI. So let's get to it. So as you can see on the slide, we have all our panel PC there, which especially for the hybrid industry, panel PC, PPCF, Inox, and UPC, and the S and the Sailor series. So what different is, as you can see, is the general purpose and the vertical market. Typical PPC series, as is actually we know are actually more ruggedized and made out of aluminum chassis. And the Inox is actually the stainless chassis, so because for the all purpose. And UPC is also more ruggedized and portable, and some of them actually have a battery option on it. And the Sailor system is actually using on the vessel and the boat that which actually carry the DNV certification on that. So let's get to it. What's the future we have on the roadmap now? So for the PPC series, as you can see, from the 5.7-inch to 24-inch on either the Atom or the Core i5 i7 series, and to the new generation we have, which is the 17-inch to 24-inch, which all carry the we call the A generation of Intel Core i series CPU, which will provide more powerful graphic and more powerful process power, and actually use less power consumption on it. So next slide, we're talking about the vertical market product roadmap, which contain our S box, which is actually utilize the embedded computer on the boat, and our S19, which is our monitor series that utilize for the board as well. And for the waterproof panel PC, we have UPC V312, which is 12-inch, and also the F12 is a true flat 12-inch series that utilize the Skylake Core i5 i7 CPU as well. And in the future, we're definitely gonna have 19-inch that actually utilize Intel A generation Core i CPU. And last but not least, the stainless panel PC, which is the Inox we're talking about for the 15-inch, it's actually utilized for deep cleaning, sanitization. So either on the medical or full industry use is actually the application for it. So next slide, we're going to talk about our light industrial panel PC, which is our Alphalux series, Alphalux 3. As you can tell, we also have from 7-inch to 24-inch all around, and we also have Atom and Core i7 as well. And the new generation, we actually have the 7 Gen Core i series, which you see as ultra low power because due to the fanless application. As you can see, the 70-inch C ULT4, which is actually the Copy Lake and probably a Type-O, and you can see the ULT4 24-inch as well, which is the largest format we have. Okay, so this is some of the feature we actually introduced on the light industry. So as you can see, the larger size of the 15 to 22-inch Alphalux series, we actually have a flexible I/O and E-window design. On the E-window, as you can see, you have offer some different protocol to use, EtherCAT, Profibus, CC-Link. That's actually for automation controller to use, and also you can get some kind of 3G module, compo, and Ethernet as well if you do need it. And each of the Alphalux system comes with 2 Ethernet ports already, and you can extend to 4 of them if necessary. Now next will be our medical segment. This is actually the BIS W19, which is our new product for the bedside infotainment system. What it does is actually provide the patient who is in the room, patient room, to actually using it to entertain itself, select TV, make a request, or even get schedule notified, when's the next checkout gonna come in. So it passed through a 6605 4 edition as well. So it's environment, well, certified wise, you can use on the hospital environment as well. And there's also some of the application peripheral we use, which mean you can actually have a video input to our BI system. You can either hook up or become a monitor as well. When also in the same time we have different application for box PC using on the medical environment. So some of them actually can be fanless and was some powerful graphic engine inside to helping to do the higher resolution display or operation application use. And there's also some of the value add feature we developed was our parent company, sister company, QNAP, which utilized the NAS was the setup to use DICOM as a DICOM server. So that way you can actually have a DICOM image storage to the NAS, distribute the whole environment either in the hospital or the doctor's office itself. And also we have a barcode scanner and also the patient monitor box that which is definitely designed for meet the certification and also working with hospital environment as well. Next we're gonna go for the industrial segment, which is our machine vision solution. So while we're talking about machine vision, I think previous episode we're talking about some of the factory automation. So machine vision pretty much, as you can see on the application keynote, we have our tank computer was our capture card and also a PoE add-on card. So what it does is actually use a capture card to capture some of the camera that doesn't support PoE. And if it's on the camera, the new IP camera that actually utilizes PoE, we can use that PoE function. So that way, easy the wiring process and also implementation of the machine vision. So what it does is actually capture, as you can see, the production line, CNC machine produce the parts, and parts can be verified and make sure that actually fit all the criteria and make sure there's not debris or any bad parts was produced in the line. If they actually capture it, they will actually rejection right away instead of reaching down the line. And also we since the camera resolution is improved, we can also use that to capture some of the serial number or barcode part number, so that way you can on the straight line to capture all the parts manufacture data while it's on the production line. So here's just some of the inside of the tank system. You can see we have a power connector that can actually supply to a different peripheral card or different need for the extra power on the add-on card itself. Now the IPC, the 4PoE, this is the add-on card we designed to utilize the PoE function, which each one can go up to 25 watts of the camera, and it's actually supply one cable to the camera and it deliver the frame information, also supply power to the camera itself. So that way, one cable can go through one camera without any extra auxiliary power supply to the camera itself. So it's easy to set up. Now we're talking about the key for the machine vision. Mostly they're gonna set up camera, minimize 4 of them, and some of them need to have a redundant hard drive to make sure they can capture the information without the data loss if any of the drive is failure. And some of the USB peripheral and also the Ethernet, which is not just that PoE, but also send the data to a different server or network to distribute the information. And some of the add-on for the by 16 PCI interface for any add-on card that's going to use on the manufacturer side. And last not least, wall mount or DIN rail mount, which you can easily mount inside the enclosure. So next we're going to talk about the MVS system, which is short term for machine vision system. So MVS 100 is something we actually developed just specifically for the machine vision. As you can see the spec, they use the latest Intel Skylake process, the i5 i7 series, and it's actually on the i5 you can do fanless, and since we have a huge heatsink on the cell without, and we actually utilize a 4 PoE on it, and also extra 2 of the Ethernet, so totally the 6 Ethernet on it. Yeah, so you can pretty much very versatile to use those I/O. And most important is the operation temperature itself. We can actually survive from -20 Celsius to 60 degrees Celsius, which is very very important for the manufacturer facility, because those environment normally have it's an open space, so they can get either really cold or really hot depending on the area. And also, of course, the power input is very important, so it's always a wide range, 9 to 36. And here's the I/O. As you can see, we have power button, terminal block to connect the power, and then we have 16 different channel of the digital I/O that can read and control all the different peripheral on the manufacturer side. And each one of them have a 2.5 kV isolation on it, which can make sure the system will operate in the function way if anything happen in the manufacturer side. And we have as we can see, it's a 2 Ethernet, 4 PoE. The HDMI and some of the VGA is actually just for display users if you debug or setup usage, because on the manufacturer side, most of it not going to have a display itself, either connect to the HDMI system and something else. And also we have some of the expansion style which you can use to add on some of the graphic card use. There's a new application that coming out which require deep learning or AI, and which in the later episode we were talking about that as well. There's some of the IEI software service we can actually add on to the system. So instead of just the machine vision, there can be a smart machine vision actually utilize AI and deep learning to do a lot of more than just one function of the system itself. This is how it look on the system, and it probably gonna be, as you can see, it's a preliminary, but we're gonna have the sample unit around April this year. So if you guys have any interest, please send us the inquiry. We'll have to work with you guys to get a system to demo. All right, so that's all for today's episode. Hopefully you guys enjoying what we just bring to you guys, and if you could give us some suggestion or anything you want to talk about, we will definitely put on the episode to talk about it. And once again, thank you for watching, and you guys have a good day.